Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we're embarking on this really breathtaking cinematic journey to a place where ancient world wonder monuments literally crash right into vibrant, sizzling street culture. We're traveling to the very heart of China. Okay, let's dive into this. Now, to truly grasp the epic historical stakes of our journey today, you've got to hear this powerful local saying. It goes, to see 10 years of China, go to Shenzhen. To see 100, go to Shanghai. To see 1,000, go to Beijing. But to see 5,000 years of China, you go to Xi'an. We're kicking off this adventure by literally whooshing out of the ancient town of Pingyao, cutting straight across the countryside on China's ultra-fast, high-speed rail network. We're talking astonishing speeds here, well over 300 kilometers an hour. You just blur past these rural landscapes and arrive directly into the bustling, modern meets ancient heart of China's absolute oldest city. 14 kilometers. Now, what's really interesting about this number is that it's the exact length of the towering 40-foot-tall Ming Dynasty city wall. It forms this complete, unbroken, protective rectangle around the entire old city center. It's wild to think about, really. Originally, this was engineered as an ancient military defense system way back in 1370 to keep enemy invaders out. But it's completely transformed over the centuries. Today, this massive fortification serves as a panoramic, elevated highway just for pedestrians and cyclists. You can literally rent a bike and ride right above the city, gazing down at ancient rooftops on one side and glowing modern skyscrapers on the other. Just be prepared for a serious cardio workout if you actually plan to pedal that entire 14-kilometer perimeter. Section 1. The Qin Terracotta Guardians. Digging into the deep past. This brings us to a deeply awe-inspiring moment in human history. Get this. This incredible 2,200-year-old site was entirely hidden from the world until it was accidentally uncovered in the 1970s. A local farmer was just trying to dig a water well during a severe drought when suddenly his shovel struck something solid, hard clay fragments that unlocked a massive hidden world. And what archaeologists subsequently found wasn't just a handful of statues. No way. It was an astonishing 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers, horses, and entire chariots. This sprawling underground army was meticulously built for one singular purpose, and that was to guard Emperor Qin Shi Huang in the afterlife. And this brilliantly illustrates the masterful craftsmanship of the era. If you look closely, you'll notice how every single clay soldier features entirely unique facial expressions, distinct clothing styles, and totally different body shapes. Literally, no two warriors are identical. It's a massive, silent army frozen in time, yet each figure was crafted to be a distinct, recognizable individual. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Section 2. Birth of the Silk Road, where East meets West. Now, before it was known as Xi'an, this city was called Chang'an. It served as the cultural and political capital during China's absolute golden age in the Tang dynasty. But more importantly for our global history, this single, powerful city was the eastern starting point of the legendary Silk Road. From Chang'an, merchants were packing up highly coveted goods. We're talking luxurious silk, rare spices, and even tiger skins. This sprawling, treacherous trade network stretched across deserts and mountains, connecting Tang Dynasty China all the way to Roman nobles and Middle Eastern merchants who were just eager to get their hands on these exotic items. But, the Silk Road wasn't just about moving merchandise. It was about moving people, ideas, and cultures. Silk Road merchants from Central Asia and the Middle East arrived in Xi'an and actually decided to settle down. Over generations, they intermarried with the local population, and these historic migrations gave rise to the Hui Muslim people, an ethnic group whose rich culture and Islamic faith permanently and beautifully shaped the identity of the city. Section 3. Tastes of the Muslim Quarter, the living culinary legacy. And this brilliantly illustrates the stark, poetic contrast of Xi'an. On the left side, we have the preserved, silent history of the ancient tombs, the Terracotta Warriors, and those stone walls we just visited. But on the right, you've got the loud, chaotic, sizzling, living history of the streets. Here, history isn't just something you look at behind glass, right? It's something you eat. The food here is legendary because it perfectly blends traditional Chinese culinary techniques with bold, nomadic Western spices. You've definitely got to try the iconic biang noodles, the rojiamo, which is often called the Chinese burger, the smoky open-fire mutton skewers heavily dusted with cumin, and, oh, for something sweet, the hot, gooey persimmon donuts. Let's look a bit closer at those biang noodles. The name itself actually comes from the loud biang sound the chefs make as they loudly slap the fresh-pulled dough right against the counter to stretch it out. These extra-wide belt-like noodles are boiled and then bathed in sizzling chili oil, raw garlic, and black vinegar. It is a spicy, tangy, and incredibly silky bite of absolute culinary perfection. Then there's rujiamo. Seriously, prepare to have your mouth water. This is essentially China's ancient answer to the hamburger. It features deeply flavorful, slow-stewed, melt-in-your-mouth beef or lamb that gets heavily chopped and stuffed inside a pan-baked, flaky, crusty flatbread. The rich lamination of the bread combined with the fatty textures of the meat is simply out of this world. So the crucial point here is this. This incredible, vibrant food culture isn't just some fun late-night tourist stop. It is the direct, edible result of the ancient Silk Road. When you take a bite of a cumin-dusted lamb skewer or a bowl of chili oil-soaked noodles in Xi'an, you are quite literally tasting thousands of years of interconnected human history. Xi'an is just one of those rare places where you can touch the towering walls of dynasties past, stand face-to-face with an underground clay army, and taste the fiery legacy of ancient merchants all in a single day. With 5,000 years of history right at your fingertips, what will you discover in Xi'an?